Hello class 10 students, I hope you have watched the first two videos uploaded on Learn with Ease. The first video was on dust of snow and the second one was on fire and ice. I hope you enjoy watching today's video. But for a change, today's video will begin with mind map because you already know what the whole poem is about. The poem A Tiger in the Zoo has themes like freedom or liberty, captivity, wilderness, nature or habitat, rights, selfishness or cruelty or unkindness. The setting of the poem is zoo, jungle. The message conveyed in this poem is that animals like to live freely with unrestricted freedom in the forest. They do not want to live in the zoo as they feel their life is pitiable or miserable when their freedom, which is their right that cannot be bargained, is curbed. The central idea of the poem is, like human beings, the tiger too loves and values his freedom. Humans cannot progress at the cost of destroying the natural habitat of the tiger. Now coming to the character, the whole poem revolves around the tiger. So that's the main character. Now let's look at the character traits. Well, we are taking only one character, but we are considering the character in two different places. Because when the tiger is in the zoo, he behaves differently. And when the tiger is in his natural habitat, his behavior is different. So let's see the tiger in the zoo and the qualities he exhibits. Subdued, powerless, tameable, domesticated or caged, weak or helpless, quiet, enraged, harmless, entertaining, resentful, depressed, grieved, protected. That is only for educating the public. Now when the tiger is in his natural habitat, he exhibits the following traits: proud, powerful or mighty, agile, untamable, wild, strong, ferocious, harmful, that too only when provoked, terrorizing and limitless. Well, we see a problem in the poem, and the problem is we humans domesticate wild tigers to conserve or protect their species. This is torturing to them and against natural justice, as natural habitat is their real place. Now the solution offered is, instead of domesticating them in the zoo, they can be protected in reserves so that they can live freely there. There are some values highlighted in the poem, like freedom is an essential virtue valued by all, that include denizens of the forest. Now let's look at the poetic devices used in the poem. First, rhyme scheme. There are two rhyme schemes in the poem. One is ABCB and the second one is ABCD. The second poetic device is imagery, and some examples of imagery are vivid stripes, lurking in the shadow, sliding through long grass, snarling around houses, terrorizing the village, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors, stares with his brilliant eyes. The third poetic device is symbolism. In the poem, cage symbolizes captivity, sky symbolizes freedom. Both indicate the tiger's helplessness caged in the zoo. The fourth poetic device is oxymoron, and the best example is quiet rage. The fifth poetic device is personification. Here the poet has used he for the tiger instead of it. The next poetic device is alliteration, and some examples are should be lurking in shadow, please check SS, plump deer pass, PP, in a concrete cell, CC. The next poetic device is metaphor, and the example is on pads of velvet quiet, which means paws of the tiger are compared to the softness of velvet. The next poetic device is repetition. The word stalk is repeated in stanza 1 and 4. The word quiet is repeated in stanza 1. The word brilliant is repeated in stanza 5. The next poetic device is enjambment. Please check out the second and third lines of stanza 2. The next poetic device is metonymy. It has been used in the second line of stanza 4. And the example is his strength behind bars. Here strength refers to the tiger's body. The next poetic device is assonance, and the example is in his vivid stripes. The use of vowel sound I.